So if you're done with Adobe due to the recent scandal, well, you're not the only one. Apparently, it looks like photographers don't appreciate being bullied into giving up their rights to their work. And then there's the privacy issue, or the lack thereof, with Adobe being able to go through all your photos and everything. And it's gotten so bad that Adobe is even being sued by the government for mistreating customers. And that's why I was super pumped when Polarr Next reached out to me to sponsor this video, because I know there's masses of photographers out there that want to migrate away from Adobe Lightroom but don't know where to go. And Polarr Next might be exactly what you're looking for. So in this video, I'll be testing some of the new features in the beta release of Polarr Next 2.0 to see if all the hype is real. Because from what I've heard, it could cut down your editing time by a whopping 80%. Which is going to be crucial if you're a professional wedding photographer or sports photographer that usually comes back from a shoot with thousands of photos to go through. And I really like the direction they're trying to go with the usage of AI. Because unlike other software that uses AI to come up with fake photos, which defeats the purpose of photography, instead, they're using the AI to learn your editing style and then apply that across all your photos. And it doesn't just blindly apply the same style to all photos the way that a preset would. It takes into consideration things like lighting, the subject, the time of day, location, and a whole range of other factors to ensure that it edits the photo the same way that you would edit any particular photo. And it does this without altering the original photo. And you don't have to worry about your client's privacy being violated like you do with some other companies, because nothing is stored on the cloud. And with the release of version 2.0, they've added ultra-fast AI culling. And if you're a professional photographer, then you already know that culling could be one of the most tedious and time-consuming aspects of the job. That's why it makes perfect sense to have the AI assist you with it. So once you get back from a shoot, you just load up the catalog and the AI will group similar images in real time, assessing essential things like face recognition, eye quality, and focus. It'll help distinguish all the winners from all the duplicates, out of focus shots, and photos where your subject's eyes were closed, giving you quick access to the best shots. And again, it does all this non-destructively, so you still have all the originals. And once it's done assessing and grouping all the photos, it'll apply the editing styles that it learned from your reference edits, while still allowing you to make manual adjustments and fine-tuning each photo. So enough with all the talking already. Let's load up some recent photos I took and see what it could do. So basically, you could run Polarr Next within your browser, or you could download the app and run it on your desktop. For today, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up within the browser. So as the photos load up, let me give you a little context. I have a sparring and boxing session here in my studio about twice a week. And when my friend popped up for the session, I basically let him know that he was going to be the talent for today's photo shoot. So I got a few photos of him outside on his motorcycle and then some inside the studio during our boxing session. So the basic layout feels pretty familiar to me. It has a lot in common with many of the other photo editing softwares that I'm already used to. Polarr Next can auto group your photos based on similarity, recognize faces, and analyze aesthetic scores. You can also use your favorite shortcuts to rate and label photos before continuing to edit. And if we take a look at this panel on the right side of the screen, it's focusing in on the face, giving me a score depending on how well the photo came out. So here I'm just going through the photos. So what I'm going to start doing is rating the ones that I want to edit with the star. I like this one. This one's a keeper. That one looks pretty cool. So there's a few keepers in here. So once we're ready to move forward with editing, it's going to ask us which photos we want to edit. In my case, I just gave all the photos that I wanted to edit a 1-star rating. All right, so now it's going to give us a few choices. We could create a new style. So this is where we make a reference edit and the AI studies our edit and applies that to other photos. Or you could choose a pre-trained style from Polarr. In our case, let's go ahead and choose create a new AI style. And for the sake of brevity, we're going to choose the express setup where we only need to edit one reference photo that the AI is going to learn from. And if you look to the panel on the right, everything should be extremely familiar for you if you've ever edited any photos in any major photo editing software. So first things first, I usually adjust the exposure and the contrast, and pretty much I just eyeball everything until I get it to a point that I like. Let's slightly bring them highlights down and lower the blacks a little bit. I always like to add a little texture and clarity and dehaze the photo just a tad. And normally I take it easy on the saturation, but I'm pretty liberal on the vibrance. Once I do all of that, I use my curves to give it a quick little S curve and then play around with the colors just a tad. Nothing wrong with the little sharpening, just gotta make sure you take it easy. A little vignette and a little grain, and I think we're good to go. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and edit one of the outdoor photos as well, because the more reference edits you have, the better it'll understand your editing preferences. And I don't want it to edit the outdoor photos the way that I edited that indoor shot. This photo looks like a good candidate for a real quick reference edit. So here we go. So pretty much the same process. I'm gonna play with the exposure and contrast. Highlights and shadows look good, so let's skip that. I'm gonna add a little texture and clarity, dehaze it a little bit, add some vibrance. Gotta throw in my S curve, slight bit of grain just to tone down that digital sharpness a bit. You also have these presets that already come with Polarr Next, but I'm gonna use my analog days LUT, which is available on my website. I really like that you can use your filmmaking LUTs on your photos without having to convert them into XMP files. And obviously, you can also use any presets or profiles you have laying around from Lightroom as well. Another addition that I like is this history panel, because I can go back to see everything that I've done to the photo and easily go back to any point within that process without having to press the undo button a whole bunch of times. And since I'm editing this portrait, I should also mention that any AI masking or spot healing you do can also be used as a reference, and the AI will apply it to any similar photos. So let's quickly mark that as a reference edit and see how it applies to the rest of the photos. And what I'm looking for is to see how well it understood that I want the indoor photos edited differently than the outdoor photos. And as I'm quickly scanning through the rest of the photos, it looks like it's doing a decent job. So what do I think? Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. Anything that's gonna give me professional results while saving me time is something I'm most definitely interested in. Although I do wish that there was an option to let the AI completely handle all the culling for you, instead of just identifying the problematic shots. And I know that most photographers, including myself, aren't gonna feel comfortable trusting the AI with such a crucial task. But as long as the AI doesn't delete any files and it just hides the problematic ones, allowing you to quickly edit the ones that you want, then I don't see no problem with it, especially since you'll have the option to go back through all the rejected files to see if there's any that you actually want to keep. Also keep in mind that it's still in beta version, so make sure you have backups of any photos that you give it access to, just in case something goes wrong. And Polarr asked me to give my honest opinion, which is great, because it shows that they care about what customers think and are willing to incorporate any good suggestions coming from the community. And that's why I think it's an amazing piece of software that can only get better. Even as it is right now, it could give you pro results while saving you a lot of time, as you saw from the photos that I edited. And you know what they say, time is money. So all that's left for us to do now is to evaluate the price to see if it's worth it. And spoiler alert, it's not only an extremely fair pricing model, but it's 100% risk-free. You only pay for what you export. Initially, when you create your account, you'll be given 2,000 free credits, and you don't have to enter your credit card information or anything like that. So basically, you could use Polarr Next with all its features for as long as you like without using a single credit, until you decide to export a photo. Once you've used up your free credits, you can choose from 3 pricing plans. There's the pay-as-you-go option, which only costs 5 cents per export. There's the monthly plan, which is $29.99 for unlimited exports. And then there's a yearly plan, which comes out to $19.99 per month, also for unlimited exports. And as a bonus, if you join within 2 weeks of the release of this video and use my discount code, which I left in the description below, then you can get the $29.99 monthly plan for only $9.99 per month. And the price won't change so long as you keep your subscription active. So make sure to head over there and try out Polarr Next to see if it's a good fit for you. It's literally risk-free. In my opinion, it's an amazing implementation of AI to enhance the photo editing experience. And I'm sure you've heard all the concerns out there, right? About AI taking over our jobs and everything like that. But honestly, the way I see things, I find it extremely hard to believe AI is going to be replacing humans. But I do believe that we are going to be replaced by other humans that are using AI. And that's why I highly suggest you watch this video next, where I tell you about 10 of the best AI tools for creative professionals. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. I appreciate you watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. It's FULAANCREATIVE, and I'm out. Peace.